in deep in football season, and we know that the playoffs are going to start happening, and it's been challenging this year because of COVID, the COVID virus. And we just found out they announced that The Weeknd will be performing the halftime show in February this year. So, are you familiar with him, Kimbra? Do you know much about The Weeknd? The Weeknd.
No, so funny. I thought you meant The Weeknd, and then I didn't realize he's an artist. What kind of artist is he? I don't know.
Okay.
Terrible.
Me either. I didn't know much about him, but when I looked it up to see, or I saw it an article about The Weeknd, and I've heard of him, but I'm not real familiar with him. But supposedly he's huge worldwide. He's a rapper. His from what I've read, and I'm not familiar with his music, but his music's pretty graphic and probably not. That's probably why you and I don't really know much about it, because
it says bad things about women. No.
Yes, it does. It's degrading to women. But what I found interesting about him is that, because they were saying, how did he become so wealthy? Supposedly he's very successful and very wealthy. He produces his own stuff, I guess. Which is what is neat, and that's why I thought that would be something that interests you, because you have a lot of your own projects. You're a musician.
Yeah. Right.
I'm your number one fan, and that's all. That's my only tie to music.
I'm a fan.
Many fans. We've talked about how the music industry has changed. We have a lot of musician friends. Some have been very successful, and some, not so much, but they're still very talented.
And nowadays, it's a lot different. With producing your own stuff and releasing it in different ways. So it is interesting. I probably should read up about The Weeknd, because maybe I can learn a few tips from him on how because I've got some songs that I'm going to be releasing soon, hoping to debut on the Kellie and Kimbra in the Moment show.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Robert will be coming on too, my songwriting partner, and he's excited too. So let's see. So getting back to The Weeknd, tell me more about him. Where is he? Is he American? Do you know?
I guess so. That I don't know. I didn't do that deep of research, but I just, was interested because, the Super Bowl halftime show, they sell those commercials for like $1 million, or I don't know how much, but they're really expensive. And some of the commercials actually are during the whole Super Bowl are, as interesting and artistic as the halftime show.
That's true.
So anyway, I just thought it reminded me of, there's been a couple of them that were scandalous, like last year's show, they had Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. If you like our videos, go ahead and click on like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks. And they were, dancing really, I guess they had a stripper pole and very exotic dancing. And there was a lot of controversy about it. A lot of people were offended by the way they were acting and behaving. And,
really? I can't see how that is any more controversial than other things that we've seen on that show. Now that I think about it.
Well, and performances, musicians' performances, they're always pushing the envelope further and further. What do you think about that? How do you feel as a woman, as a performer? You're always very classy, so I can't even imagine you doing any of that stuff.
Hey, if I could do that stripper pole thing like Jennifer Lopez did, I would definitely do it. I can't believe how great. That's hard work. You got to practice that for a long time. And I saw that movie.
It is artistic.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. I thought what they were wearing was fine. And it was kind of neat that it was two Latina women. They were saying that was the first time that two Latina women have ever been on the Super Bowl performing together. So that was kind of cool. And I thought they both looked beautiful. I thought they did a good job. It's really hard to perform on the Super Bowl, I can only imagine, because you've got so many technical things going on. And I never feel like the show is, even though I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl halftime show, I never feel like it's the best representation of whoever the artist is. I feel like it's just a big spectacle. The only time I really thought it was really good was Bruno Mars. For some reason, I felt like his music really carried over, and it was as organic as it could be in that kind of circumstance. I felt the groove. Like a lot of times, you've got so much stuff going on that you can't get into. They stop it. They do like a little segment thing, and you can't really get into it. So it's more about the show.
Yeah, they're trying to
So,
fit a lot in a
mhm.
small time
Right.
period.
There was, it's
Yeah.
just like a big, I never am fully satisfied. Like I said, except I thought the Bruno Mars one was really good. He's a talent that it just shown, it went through, it penetrated all the stuff that was going through. And Prince, I think, was pretty good as I recall.
I liked that one. Yep, I
Yeah.
liked that one a lot.
Um, I liked the Jennifer Lopez and Shakira show. I think that I read some remarks afterwards, like, online, those women are too old to be dressing like that and stuff. I was like, whoa. I
They
was like,
look
they look
great.
amazing,
If you look like that,
when you're that
flaunt it.
age, yeah, whatever
Yeah,
age, they looked good,
yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
she works really hard, and I don't think I don't think there was anything risque about it at all. Like I said, if I could have done that, I would do it. That takes a lot of upper body
I
strength.
I can't see you doing it, but okay, if you say so. Yeah, it is pretty. It is an athletic feat,
Right,
really. I mean, to
right.
be able to do that, and I mean, ice skaters, they wear very skimpy
Mm-hmm.
costumes, and
That's true.
um, what other, all dancers, they're always, skimpy and flashy and fringe and glitter and all that. That's what makes it exciting and part of the show. So,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
yeah, I, I was surprised there was so much controversy about it last year. But yeah, but I can see, some people, they're like, they're little kids, but now you're
That's
seeing
true.
videos on YouTube of these little girls and even the little boys, doing the twerking and the,
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, the seductive moves, and it's
Sure.
actually cute because it's so innocent.
Yeah.
And I
Sometimes
think,
it's cute. Sometimes I don't like
yeah,
it. Like when the only thing I don't like is those beauty pageants for kids. Those really bother me.
yeah,
Because
yeah, those are exploitation.
I feel like you're
Yeah,
objectifying and making a sex symbol out of somebody that's too young and they should, like you said, it's
yeah,
exploitation. But the little dance moves I guess they are pretty entertaining when you see little kids doing
yeah.
all those.
Well, that
So,
reminds me of, the cheerleaders. There's always
mm,
controversy about the NFL cheerleaders,
sure.
and having been a professional cheerleader myself way back when,
Hmm.
um, you know, we were really innocent. We didn't realize we were being exploited. We're in these
Hmm.
skimpy little costumes and, doing these dance moves, which we felt like, was a sport.
Hmm. Hmm.
Dancers, there's nothing wrong with that. But looking back on it now, I see that we were so exploited and, not even paid well for it. We were
Right.
paid, back when I did it, we were paid $15 a game,
Mm.
which really didn't cover anything. And we worked really hard. We had practices, for months and months before the season started, and then practices during the season. And we worked our tails off, and we were really, we were a good team, a good squad. We did do personal appearances and got paid well for those.
Hmm. Hmm.
But looking back now, and I feel like, I think I've read online there's been some lawsuits, because if they're paying the football players, millions and millions, and then paying these girls, I think now it's like $100 a game or $75 a game. Um, that's hardly fair. That's not right.
Well, I know I told you, when I used to tour the USO, a couple of my friends, they were professional cheerleaders with the Rams, and they both, I can only speak for one, but I know she really enjoyed it, and she enjoyed her
Mhm.
time because she got to do a lot of other, like you said, personal appearances, some
Yeah,
commercials, that kind of thing.
yeah,
And she wasn't looking at it as her only source of income.
right.
However, there are a lot of girls, and like you said, they have to work. I was reading an article online that sometimes they work 20 hours a week, which is not just a
Yeah,
part-time job. It's all 20 to 30 hours a week just rehearsing, right?
yep.
And I did think, since the football players are making so much money and they're getting paid so well, and that it's like the number one sport in America, or at least the top three, right?
Right.
Income, money wise. And college football as well is such a big sport. Why can't the team owners um, give
Yeah.
them a little more money?
Give everybody a piece of the pie. Um, and when I did it, when I was a cheerleader, I loved it too.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the action, the performance. like, getting up and singing. It was a performance and it was fun. And then we had the camaraderie with the girls. There were, I can't remember how many of us, maybe 40 of us or something. But, we had fun together, and we hung out after practice together, and we got to be friends. And so there was that. But I think the teams take advantage of that. You're a young girl, it's glamorous. People pay attention to you, that maybe you wouldn't normally get. So there's that attraction. And then the friendships. And I just think they're taking advantage and exploiting. Now the team owners for my team, I cheered for, it was called USFL, the United States Football League. And it was in the spring and summer. And so the owners of the team were wonderful. I mean, they were really nice guys, and I don't think they saw that they were doing anything different than any other team was doing. It wasn't like they're sitting there evilly, like, trying to exploit these young girls. But I do feel like it was exploitation, and it's the league overall is doing it. And there's exploitation of women all the time. They talk about actors. Female actors don't get paid what the male actors get paid sometimes too.
That's true. So, like, I was reading, Benjamin Cumberbatch made a protest that he will not work on any project now that his salary is not the same as the female lead, because usually it's not. Usually, even when a woman's like a big A-list superstar, she won't get paid as much, which really is not fair, especially in the movie business, because they're definitely doing exactly the same work.
Well, and I understand if it's about ticket sales. Like, if a woman can't carry the film,
that's true.
She doesn't deserve to make, like, whatever, Tom Cruise's salary. I think there's only a few women that could command the salary that he commands, like Julia Roberts and I don't know, maybe Angelina Jolie or whoever. So I understand that about your salary in relation to ticket sales, but I don't understand when it's so far out of whack, and there's such a difference that you're exploiting this person. They want the opportunity to be in the film business or to be a cheerleader or whatever the situation is. So you're taking advantage of them because you can't. I just don't think it's right. So anyway, as far as the NFL. That's my thought on, the cheerleaders. And I love watching them because I like the dancing. I mean, that's my favorite part of the game, is watching the cheerleaders and the dancing. It's like watching performers and dance. So, I don't want to beat up too much on the NFL. They get a lot of criticism, and it's often well deserved. But I do think as fans and citizens of, this country, I think we should let it be known that we want a little bit more fair. Pay those girls. They work hard. And, it is, then there's the exploitation side of it, the totally exploitation, their sexuality. And like I said, when I was young and we all did it, I don't think we were aware of that part of it, that aspect of it. It's like, oh, look at the uniform. It's so cute. It has feathers and fringe and fun. And, you're not thinking that, you're being exploited sexually. You're just thinking this is so fun, and doing the dance moves and everything is performing. And so I think we all did it innocently. We were innocently taken advantage of. But there are good things about football. It's a great American pastime. I know what I wanted to
there's good things about it, but how come after all these years I can still not understand how they play? You don't know how
they play?
I've had many people try to explain it to me, and then I just zone out. I guess if I was, a cheerleader or married to an NFL guy or something, I would have to learn. But to this day, I had a boyfriend that just was addicted to it every Sunday, and I'd be, please, will you explain this to me? And then I kind of go,
yeah, we got tested on. That's another thing. We had to know when we were professional cheerleaders. We had to know how to play the game, and we were tested on it. We had to know every play and all that. No, I don't remember most of it, and I don't really have that much of an interest in, all the rules, and they changed through the years. But I have a general idea of it. But
the reason why I don't like it as much to watch as like basketball. Basketball moves quickly, which I like, and I understand baseball, of course. It's just football for so long. It'll take, it stops at that one down, and then you come back and it's like they're still there.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I like it to move faster. That's why I stop and watch the cheerleaders, because then they're doing their thing in between the plays and everything. But the thing that I was going to say a minute ago that always, I probably the highlight of all the NFL games, when I grew up, on Sundays we had football on in the house, and it's a really comforting feeling to me. It feels like home to have football on the TV and family related, and watching it with boyfriends. And so I do like the sport. But the most touching moment of all of the NFL seasons and games that I ever watched was when Christina Aguilera sang the national anthem. Did you see that one?
I don't think I did.
When was it? I have it on here. In 2011. So she sang the national anthem, and I guess she got one of the lines wrong. Like she didn't say the right words.
Right. That's a hard. I've sung it. I've sung that song at the Forum for a hockey game and other professional things, and it's. I remember I was so nervous that I practiced that thing for like 2 weeks, because it's usually a cappella. I don't know about for when she did it, but without music. And so I remember I practiced it for weeks with my little. Back then we used a bar with the key would come out. I'm losing my mind about it. I can't remember what it's called now. The pitch thing, So anyway, that's a very hard song to sing.
Yeah. Well, and the pressure of having, all those people staring at you, watching you. And I mean, she's a performer and has done it many times. But anyway, she got the words wrong. But what struck me is, number one, the criticism afterwards. Like, seriously, you're going to criticize her for that? She sang beautifully. It was really so moving. I was in tears. I remember I was sitting at home watching it, and I just started crying. I don't know if it's her voice. I get emotional when I hear certain pitches of some people's voices, but it moved me. And I remember they, put the camera on one of the football players, and he was crying. He had tears coming out of the corner of his eye. And it was just, a moving moment that I thought she didn't deserve the criticism that she got. I just feel like people, like we were talking about gratitude a little bit ago, people miss the moment, like you missing the point. The whole point of it is the beauty of the song, not that she got some words wrong. So anyway.
Yeah. Pitch pipe. That's what I was trying to think of.
Oh, you're looking at pitch pipe. Okay.
Because now
I know what that is anyway.
Because now I just, I do everything. It's in my guitar. It's electronic, so I don't have to use that anymore. But or the piano I use. But I had to do that back in those days because we didn't have all these electrical devices, and I was very young. And when I sang at the Forum, I was so worried because it's a hard song. Yeah, it's a hard song to come out of the blue on the right key because it goes so high, So the words are a little confusing. You just got to practice. But, so many people have been made fun. What was her name? Roseanne Barr remember when she did it at
didn't she do it at a baseball game?
I think it was for the Dodgers.
Yeah, and she really didn't do a very good job. But,
she's not a singer.
And she's not known as being a singer, so... they could hire me and get the
I still think one of the best ones that ever was, they say in the history of pop music, was Whitney Houston when she did hers. I think it was at a Dodger game also,
Yeah, her voice was so moving too. What a treasure.
Big voice.
Love her. Yeah.
Love her. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, so what else do we...
Football, what is it? Football and apple pie. So anyway, we just wanted to chat a little bit about the upcoming Super Bowl, and hope that everybody enjoys it this year, and hope that we get to have it, that they get to play it. And
the halftime show is always my favorite, though. So I'm excited to see The Weeknd, even though I don't.
Yes, The Weeknd
even though I don't know his music, but I will find out.
Yeah, I guess we were all going to find out when he shows up and does it. So, anyway.
All right. Oh, like you said, it's as American as mom's apple pie, right? So we'll be there.
Yes, football and apple pie. So we'll see you all at the Super Bowl. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.